was stunned at first because it came out of nowhere. And she's like walking from her seat toward me while cussing him out, not even looking at him, cussing him out as she's walking to me.
Hey everybody, I'm that weird English teacher. Here's the bestie.
Okay.
We are finally back. I know we have been a little MIA. Sorry.
Life be lifing.
Life be lifing. So this week we are taking it back to our usual, going through our lows, highs, unhinged, and then of course what we're manifesting for the weeks moving forward. As of right now, we are 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving break, and it feels like it is taking 5,000 years.
This is the longest build up to a break that I have ever seen. It's taking so long.
Reach out to your local teachers. We're struggling. We are tired. We are beyond exhausted.
If you think we're okay, you're wrong.
Send coffee and probably money.
Yes, they're tired of us. We're tired of them.
Lord, gee, well, you know what? I'm tired of your presence. Dismiss.
In the most loving way possible. Of course. Yeah, it's just been, and it's not even so much the kids. It's genuinely, I don't know if it's our bodies know that rest is coming, or our brains telling our bodies, so it's psychosomatic. I don't know. But we are just running on fumes at this point, genuinely.
Yes, that's a good word, fumes. Because I know, like, our principal likes to say, keep your foot on the gas. Like, there's no gas. This is all fumes. We're on E. We're running on fumes for the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We're going to make it, as we always do. But we're going to complain the whole time.
Yeah. But it's mutual, and in a way, I think it's like, honestly, real talk, it's almost to the point where it's like we and the students collectively are in the trenches. They're like, we're tired. I'm tired too. We need a day. Gosh, like I have literally been convincing my kids, like anytime there's rain, you better do whatever rain dance is to create enough rain to cancel school.
I mean, we're supposed to hit the 20s next week. If it
Come on,
rains,
mama.
If it rains the day before and then freezes,
Lord, please put it into existence. We're speaking it now.
I mean, we don't really want to get hurt.
No.
We just want the roads to be icy enough for them to catch it beforehand and cancel school.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We just need a day.
So everyone can be safe at home.
What are those keywords? The stakeholders need a day.
Yeah.
And their children.
To connect with their children at home. Because we believe in family time together.
We're all in this together. Yes, we are. We're all stars. That means something, you know it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's all for them.
Never about us. It's about them.
Of course.
Okay, so starting with the lows, and then we're gonna climb up to unhinged. But
Do you want to start with unhinged?
No, we gotta save the best for last.
Okay. So lows. My lows for this week, we're having to daily redirect, just blanket redirection for my classes. And I want to blame it on my freshmen, but it's my older kids too. I have to blanket redirect every class. And it's like, we have a routine. You know what the expectation is. You know what we're doing. Why are you complaining about the amount that you're having to write, or the amount that we're reading, or the number of multiple choice questions? You should be used to this. What are you complaining for?
I second that because, listen, they want so badly to just not throw in the towel, but just pump the brakes already. Like, work again, like this again. Like, yes, 100% yes.
And then, you know what just grinds my gears? When they're like, it's a Friday. None of my other classes are doing real work. It's a Friday. And I'm like, what does that have to do with me?
You know,
That has nothing to do with me. What other people do in their classes is none of my business.
that is great for your other periods. However, comma, but
What does Friday have to do with anything? Why is Friday associated with a free day?
because it's the cusp of the weekend already, but oh well.
Especially when I have an EOC class that's preparing for a state test. Why would you ever form the thought in your brain that we would have a free day before we take this test that we have been preparing for since August? Why would you ever think that there's a free day before the test? You are crazy. And I try not to be harsh about it, but I sometimes I can't control my face. You know I can't control my face.
No, you
And I
can't.
genuinely look at them like they're stupid. I don't call them stupid, but that's the look that crosses my face because I try to pause before I speak. Because sometimes I forget who I'm speaking to. But it's like when they make these off the wall comments or off the wall demands that we have a free day because it's Friday.
Yeah.
That is the look that crosses my face. Like,
And it's like, you don't think we want a free day? I want nothing more than to give you a free day. If you're asking me as a person, I would love nothing more than a free day.
but that doesn't suit our purpose.
And like I'm here to help you. And I'm sorry you don't like the form of help, but like,
we're at school. Welcome to school.
yeah. I second that. Kind of. For me, my kids, I'm just tired of the purposeful derailings because, like, I know I struggle with ADHD hardcore, and sometimes I can get derailed. Sometimes it's beneficial because then you end up having like really great conversations and yada yada yada. And sometimes we do end up getting behind a little bit. But it's to the point where like now they're, like I said, purposeful about it to the point where I'm recognizing and I'm just like, absolutely not, reel it in. Like, and I know it probably comes off as harsh or like, you must not be having a good day. No, one of us needs to stay focused. Like, I'm having a great day, but I need you to have a great grade.
Exactly.
And a great understanding of the skills I'm trying to get you to have.
Because having great classroom discussion, that's awesome. And like those are the moments we live for. We love that. Because I think both of us didn't make it through our ninth grade lesson because we both got segued into discussion about the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of discussion that we want. And if we don't get to everything that day, that's fine. Because we had great discussion and engagement about the actual lesson.
And it's like admin tells us sometimes like common little formatives
that
can come in the form of discussion.
Exactly. But it's like when the discussion turns to things that have nothing to do with the topic at hand, that's when it becomes a problem.
Or for me, they will literally purposely just be asking questions of like, well, what about this? What about your personal life type stuff where it's like, you cannot be more obvious that you're just wanting to kill 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if anything, be better at it.
If you're going to try and get me off track, do it. Do it better.
Do it better. Do it in a way. See, and again, it's like you said, like with the ninth grade, they kind of derailed it, but like it was still connected. So at least you're doing it well. You're still on track. But like my juniors are the ones that are like, they're the worst with it.
I think older kids, they just get so comfortable. It's like,
is that what it is? Because like it's been a second, but
they're comfortable because they're older. They've been here for a while.
They feel like they're closer to your age, even though
exactly, even Even though we're still like 14 years older than you, they feel closer to your age than the younger ones do. So they feel like they can ask those questions and have those
You
conversations.
can't.
Exactly.
You
can't. Stop trying. You can't.
It always makes me think of that Ron Swanson, like, our common interests begin and end here. Please do not approach me otherwise.
Like, no. No, because I had a student that was talking to me and my co-teacher about his love life and like all these girls that he was like hitting it off with because he was meeting them on like Reddit and stuff. And he was telling us about these girls and like he was like opening up or whatever. And he was like, so can I consider you my friend? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No.
I was like, and I love that you're even considering that, but no.
Uh-uh.
Do not tell anyone that I am your friend. We are not friends.
I once worked with a guy for 3 years and never learned his name. Best friend I ever had. We still never talk sometimes.
Here's the line. I'm watching it. Are you?
He was not. He was not watching it. I was like, I'm not crossing that line.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not.
So the lows could be lower, but on that note. But yeah, it's just
we're tired. Kids are getting obnoxious. It's that time of year. Everybody needs a break because they're excited.
And I'm excited. Like we're excited.
It's one of the 2 major holidays. They're excited. They want to be out. Mm-hmm. And like because our school calendar has changed, it's like even though we still only have a week for Thanksgiving, now Christmas break is like 3 weeks long. So like everyone's excited for that. So I get it. I get it. But we're not there yet.
Yeah. Oh, and then also I was out one day this week, so ended up writing 6 kids up for phones. Like writing up / contacting detentions, and then another one for just honestly the same thing I've been writing about before, which is absolutely no effort whatsoever in class. Like it's chronic sleeping, but like purposeful avoidance of work. Like you could tell, you know what I mean? And then like even the times where I've tried like jokingly waking them up the way I'm like doing with the other students or whatever, so it's not like aggressive, I've gotten like from them. So it's like, okay, you were completely disengaged. And it's also the same student who I've tried contact. I'm not even reaching, like the number doesn't even ring anymore for any of the contacts. So I ended up having to email one of our school counselors so they could set up like, I guess a home check-in. And then Monday, I was like, I thought it would made a difference because they were actually awake for class. And I was like, oh crap, this worked. That was it.
I mean,
it's kind of
I hate
wild
to say it, but at some point you just gotta take your hands off the kid. Like if they don't care, they just don't care.
But what's really aggravating is when you can't even reach the village.
The village doesn't want to be reached.
You know, because we've talked about, does it still take a village? When you have no access to what could or should or might be their village, it's like, oh my God, okay.
Yeah.
What next?
And
that's when you reach counselors.
Yeah, that's when you reach counselors, but also there's just some kids that just don't care.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you reach out to. It does not matter. They just do not care.
It's true too.
And again, I hate to say it, but at that point you just have to take your hands off of them because I refuse to care more about your grade than you do.
especially when I have 26 other students who are depending on me for success, and they are engaged. They're asking, well, I mean, they're at least more engaged than that.
Like, I can't afford to just keep throwing all this attention at you and you just don't care. So I just essentially just let them go. And your grade is what it is. It just is what it is. As long as you're not being a distraction. And I get to that point after trying to do all the proactive things and contact the people and contact the counselors, even contacting the coaches.
Right.
And you get nothing. So it's just, we're at the end.
Yeah. I mean,
we're literally in the last unit of the semester.
There's 5 weeks left, I think, of the semester. So, I mean, realistically, and that's what I try to, emphasize to my kids is like, when we're 5-6 weeks towards the end, if your grade is not sitting at least a 75 or higher, you really don't have any room to be anything other than locked in, because it's becoming unfixable at that point and non-survivable if you tank the final.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So there's that. So yeah, technically 7 referral/parent contacts altogether, 6 for phone and then 1 for sheer disengagement, refusal to work.
I think I had 3 referrals, and that was just because they skipped my detention. I'm like, why would you take a referral?
Just show up. It's 30 minutes.
Whatever.
Oh well. Moving on to highs. In terms of, just as a refresher for highs, I mentioned I was out earlier. One day when I got back, I did have, other than obviously the kids' names who I ended up having to tag parents or whatever, other than that, the feedback was really good. And you know what kills me? I'm actually thinking of going over my footage for my junior class, because the next day they told me, they were like, did you get good she said, or she or he, I don't even remember, the sub said that we were the best, we were talking good about you. And I'm like, are you being for real? Yes, we were talking good about you. Why don't you talk good about me to me?
And I told her it's because they will love you and will never admit it to you.
God.
They will never admit it. And I don't know why that is.
You know what I'm starting to wonder though? And I think it's true, because like, okay, those kids that the other day I was talking, someone had said something, because I think one of the sample passages we were reading was about Amsterdam, and then I don't know, how I was going on about our trip to Amsterdam and how much I loved it and how me and my husband were thinking of moving there. And so one of the kids was like, well, why don't you just go move to Amsterdam then? And then now that I'm thinking back, I'm like, what if that was their way of saying like, I love you, don't leave us? You never know. Like, that'd be kind of cute.
Yeah.
I said I wanted to move to Amsterdam. I didn't say I want to leave you.
I'll take it that way.
Like, just move there then.
I have boys right now in one of my classes, and I'm like, I know you love me. You'll never admit it, but I know that you do. And they looked at me and they said, exactly, and walked off. And I was like, admission. And then they just rolled their eyes and continued to walk.
You love us, even though you won't tell us.
But my high was that for my EOC classes, I had to light a fire under their butt on Monday, lit a fire, because I was like, it is what it is. I'm not saying this to be ugly. This is what you need to expect, and this is what we're going to be doing for the next few weeks until we take this test. And like, they were really locked in for, I want to say, like almost the entire week. Like, we had a few Of course, there's always a few that stray, and you have to get them back in line. But for the most part, all of my EOC classes like really locked in, have been working hard
Yay.
and not complaining and just doing what I ask.
Doing the dang thing.
So that's been going well.
Yay. And then we have both seen great engagement for our 9th grade with the Other Westmore as our anchor text.
Mine were a little slow to the uptake, but they got there and they were really into it. So it was good.
I've been shamelessly plugging myself in class to the point where they're like, the second I even start, they're like, oh my God. Shameless. And I'm like, I don't care. That was hard work. If you go, it's free on YouTube. If you're not that much of a reader, I have visuals that go with the audio. And they're just like, what's the link? Actually, if you scan that QR code on my wall. They're like, really? Really? Yes. It took me forever to make that. Yes, really. Work hard like me, and then you can brag about it.
Plug yourself.
Shamelessly. Oh.
But it's been going really well. Unhinged.
Unhinged. Wait a minute. Because I'm trying to decide. I feel like you have the better ones. So I'll go first to save you for last. You tend to have a lot of the better ones, though.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
why.
wish I didn't.
I
wish I didn't, though.
Okay, that being said, great engagement. Our anchor text has been the Other Westmore. I had an entire class tell a new kid, mind you, this book was meant for you.
And
You're their target audience? I was like, guys,
They're not wrong.
I mean,
No, you're right.
They're not.
just from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like they're making wrong assertions. It's because of those great deductive skills we've been teaching.
Based on what you say in class, based on the way you act in class, based on the way you present yourself
And respond to the material.
they are able to infer that this book is for you.
Those critical thinking skills at work, I love it.
Yes.
I did that. We did that. So yeah, the entire class was like, bro, chill. This book is for you. People like you. You need to be listening to this.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh. Okay, well, anyways, so back to the next paragraph 3. You're doing great, honey. Like, all right, get him. So that was my very entertaining Unhinged, I guess.
Okay, so for my Unhinged, I had a girl pretty much flat out cuss out a boy in my second period. Like she was dragging him, she was cussing him out, like just flat out. And like in front of the whole class, not even quietly, just in front of everyone. She was all over his hygiene, like the way his breath smelled, the way his body odor was, the way he talks, the way he dresses.
damn!
His existence.
She was all over. And I'm just like, I was stunned at first because it came out of nowhere. And she's like walking from her seat toward me while cussing him out, not even looking at him, cussing him out as she's walking to me. And I'm just like, wait. And every time I said stop, she'd say something else. I'm like, stop. So-
Oh.
and I was just, go outside. That's all I could say. Just go outside. And she's like, but he deserved it. I'm like, go outside.
Like, what kills me is at one point they didn't say anything back, and they're like,
Yeah, he didn't. She was doing all of this. He didn't say a word. He just stood there looking at her, just taking it. And he was smiling. That was the weird part. She was cussing him flat out. Like cursing his
smiling
entire
like he's happy he got that.
cursing his
reaction.
existence, and he's just standing there smiling at her.
Was it like a smug, like, I got that out of you?
I don't even know. It wasn't even, it didn't even look smug. It's like he thought it was funny too. And he's just standing there smiling at her. And I'm like,
Oh. Oh.
didn't know what was happening.
Wow.
I made her apologize. It was the weakest apology ever. She was like, I'm sorry that I said those things to you. As true as they may be. I apologize for saying it in the way that I did.
Did she really? As true as they may.
I was like, that is not an apology.
I state my regret.
You couldn't have memorized that?
I could not because I do not feel it.
I actually really love this student.
I do
Side
too.
note.
I do too.
They're brilliant.
She is. But
Not that it excuses it, but this is a brilliant student. So I'm just saying.
She is brilliant, but she don't play that.
She gonna be a strong, independent woman one day,
Yes, she will.
like the world needs.
And then I had a parent encounter.
Dun dun dun.
Long story short, I gave a student detention for wandering around my room because I have tables instead of desks. And he'll just table hop. Like he'll do his work really quickly and then just wander around and table hop, talking to people and just being a distraction overall. And I tell him to sit down and I have to tell him 4 or 5 times because he won't listen.
So it's disrupting your instructional time
It's
and the ability of others to focus.
Exactly. And and I could have just written him up because I've had issues with him before. So leading up to this point, I could have just given him a
So
straight
there's
up.
already been plenty of mercy
Yes.
shown.
I could have just written him up, but instead I decided to give him detention instead of a write-up.
Further mercy.
He didn't show up to detention. And his mom is messaging me, blowing me up, saying, where's my child? You're responsible for my child. Where is my kid? And I'm just like, your son didn't show up to detention. I have no control over where he is if he left after the bell. I have no control over that. But then she wants to turn around and claim that I gave him detention because he's blind and he was getting up to move to another place where he could see the board. And I'm just picking on her son. So I had no reason to give him detention in the first place, let alone a write-up for skipping detention that he shouldn't have had.
And this visual impairment is not documented in any way, right?
No, he's never worn glasses in my class. He might have worn glasses for like 2 days, and then they disappeared early on in the semester. So why would I think your son needs glasses if he never wears them in my class? But anyway,
I think a lot of issues stem from we have a lot of people who forget that you can be an involved parent without being an enabler. And there is indeed a difference.
like, I'm holding your son accountable for his actions. Sorry.
Because, and at the end of the day, you can't pretend like you're not aware of expectations, rules, and routines because every place of employment has them as well. As adults, we have very similar expectations placed upon us in the same way that we place them on students. We have rules, routines, and procedures that we have to follow in our places of employment, regardless of where that may be, anywhere from Walmart to teaching to doctors to what every single place of employment, just like it's placed on the students. So this isn't revolutionary.
But needless to say, I have a phone conference on Monday with her and an administrator and or our principal to
Bless.
figure out this situation.
Well, we gonna manifest that it's gonna go as
Update.
positively as we can. As it
Update
can.
loading.
Stay tuned.
I think it should be fun though.
I think so too, because ultimately that doesn't fall on you. I mean, you followed through with all the communication that was needed. You've, like I said,
And all of our past run-ins or whatever are all documented. So I'm not worried about it. So, but no, that cussing out in my room, that just it got me through the rest of the day. I was laughing about that. For the rest of the day.
not even the craziest unhinged. So we're surviving, we're just tired. So in terms of manifestations for next week and the next 2 weeks, we talked about for ninth,
Ballin'
we
with Ballin'.
are going to be balling with Mr. Ballin for informational text, multimodal informational. So we're excited about that. We kind of introduced him in the past with argumentative.
Yes, and he was a big crowd pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
So we're bringing him back for our expository unit. So that'll be fun.
And
10th grade, 10th grade, we were talking about the Zwerner case with the 6-year-old that shot their teacher. Shout out to her and getting her 10 million. Good girl.
yes.
But we did that for our expository unit in 10th grade, and that went over really well to the point where they were asking us to do more modern news stories to focus on for our expository unit. So we're going to be doing a lot more of that in the coming week.
And I am really wanting to steal that idea for my 11th. That sounds really engaging because we're in expository too. And like right now, they're in the middle of making, I'm calling them purposeful skits where they chose from a variety of different like modern US topics like immigration, housing crisis, affordable health care, blah, 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 blah. And they have to make 3 1-minute videos, one to inform about the topic, one to entertain about the topic, and one to argue about the topic. And so that's already kind of bringing in those modern. So I really would kind of like to move into that. All right, current issues, news stories, especially just that Abby Zwerner case really is fascinating. And I know with my students, they'll latch onto that.
Yeah, that's been a very high engagement story for us.
And I mean, in general, obviously that's on our radar because, luckily we haven't really experienced like flat out like aggression towards teachers at our school.
Yeah.
Like every school, we do have some fights, but
for the most part, I will say this year there's been like a very large downtick in fights.
Yes.
There's been it's been like a significant decrease.
Yeah.
Like I haven't heard about anything. I don't have kids running up to me with fight videos on their phone or anything. It's been nice.
Can I also point out, it is interesting, but then this has also been the year where from the get-go, and they've lived up to it, we were told the new batch of freshmen were a lot better than last year's. I'm just saying, I'm really wondering if that's also a factor. Genuinely. Because
I
in
think
general,
so.
most disciplinary problems do come from like the freshman
Freshmen.
level, just in general. I mean, and you have to think like they're getting used to the swing of high school, okay? So that's kind of understandable. So,
They tend to test limits
you
more than
know,
the older kids do.
so I'm just wondering if because of that, maybe that's also why there's been that downtick.
I will say this batch of freshmen has been
Calmer,
calm
more
for the most part.
compliant, more respectful, more willing, like more
Yes.
willing to engage,
Yes.
which
Which
is so refreshing.
weird but nice.
Yeah, great weird.
Yes. So happy surprise. But yeah, like we haven't experienced like aggression, especially towards teachers at our school. So it's just interesting. I think we find it interesting and our kids find it interesting to see like even though it happened in elementary school, to see like what happens at other schools.
And especially because it happened at an elementary school. You just don't expect that.
Because like I paired Swerner's story with our night unit after we finished reading Night, and it was the theme of this week was indifference and how that affects human suffering. And we were especially focused on the assistant principal,
right,
and her indifference toward the several people that told her what was happening and what became of that. And like pairing it that way was super engaging, and like the writing that came from that was done really well too, because
That
they were able
sounds
to
so
make
great.
that connection with the German civilians along with the assistant principal.
I love that.
So it was just great. It was a great pairing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do with other modern stories. And I do plan to like pick at least one that has to do with another school story to like make it even more relevant for them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. That sounds super. I'm excited to steal some of that, borrow some of that, incorporate that,
Of course you can.
Because that is great collaboration among coworkers, is like both people creating.
This is scaffolding across grade levels.
Sorry to be that one, but I feel like we really do kind of exemplify. This is like a great PL right here. Just not to, I know,
not to toot our own,
not to toot our own horn, but like when you hear of PL, the emphasis on like really that true collaboration where it's not one person just like on their phone, or like one person while one person does most of the work, both people creating, both people suggesting and adding on. And then if there's, strong communication between us, if there's stuff that we don't see eye to eye on, we're always able to kind of just be, okay, well, why? I don't quite get this aspect. What about blah, blah, blah? And then we'll mull it over. So
there's never hard feelings. It's mostly if I don't understand this or I don't see why you want to pair this with this, we give each other the opportunity to explain our thought process. Or if we're not comfortable with reading something, the other one is not like, oh, fine. Like we're able to have a middle ground. We're able to compromise on things so that the lesson doesn't get lost in what we're trying to present to the kids. And I think that just works.
You have to be willing to compromise. You have to really understand how to communicate. Don't get in your feelings if someone's not 100% crazy about what's going on in here, because it's in here. Maybe you didn't do a good enough job of explaining out here for them to understand. And just be open. Yeah, you can't be rigid. You do have to be adaptable, flexible.
Because there's like a year that you made like a whole D&D game for one of your lessons. And it was super impressive. She's always impressing me. Like the way that her brain works and the way that she creates things, it's so impressive to me. Because my brain doesn't work that way. But it's just you have to be open to things. Like even though like you've never played D&D before, you can't say, oh, the kids won't be into this unless you try. Like there's no harm in trying.
Right. And then like her, she's constantly introducing me to new texts that I've never heard of, explored, whatever have you. And if I'm not familiar with it, but we're really wanting to kind of like she does a great job of breaking it down for me and explaining, what it's about, the merits of teaching it or whatever, giving me that like TLDR version, so that I can, figure out if I want to be on the same page about it or not. But either way, it's that willingness to, okay, well, here, let me, and just be willing to come across the new things that they're, sharing with you, because that's how you grow yourself.
And being willing to pivot.
Pivot! Pivot! Pivot!
Like your idea is not the only idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's our little tidbit on successful PLs, I guess. I don't know where that came from, but it kind of just popped into my head. But yeah,
It needed to be said.
it needed to be said, because I think every teacher, whether you're new or you've been in it for a while, it's helpful, because you can't be an island unto yourself. Not with this job.
No.
So
That's how you get burnt out and miserable.
and you need
You need community.
You need, I think it's so important that everybody has, honestly, I feel like it's important that everybody has at least one teacher bestie, like, in their school, because there are so many days where if I didn't have you to look forward to, like, it makes a world of a difference.
Yeah.
Just your perspective on the school itself, it changes everything.
Exactly.
Oh, but I think we're talking about manifesting, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, teacher tangents. So yeah, 9th, 10th, 11th. Yeah, and then just really surviving to
We're chugging along to
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving break. We got 10 school days left
Mhm.
until Thanksgiving break.
Yep, we got this. We got this. All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed. As always, be sure to come back, like, subscribe to our channel, videos, whatever have you. And as always, do great things, be great people. We're going to shave off the week.